friends, this is Thaddeus from Going Nerdy, and I have been thinking about some major things that they need to do at Star Wars Galaxy of Heroes to make this game a little better, a little brighter, a little awesomer, a little bolder. Now, I've come up with a list of 4 game modes or game things that need to change in 2021. Now, I want to just say that they spent the better part of last year creating a tool that allowed them to develop stuff. And what they should be doing is giving us or using said tool to give us stuff. Now, if you jump back and you look over in the State of the Galaxy for 2020, that's essentially what they said. They said, look, we've introduced the challenge, Rancor, we were doing all of these really cool things, Mandalorians coming in. They did say that we were rounding out the content for Mandalorian, or for the Mandalorian, right, with the Beskar armor character, which has a lot of people speculating some really wild things. But they do say, here's a sneak peek of the next character coming to Galaxy of Heroes. Now, a lot of people have been speculating that the character here, the Armorer, won't actually be the character that we see. What we're going to see is a character like unto the Jawa, right? The character who allows us to trade in equipment, to scavenge for different things, to do upgrades. They are thinking that, hey, look, the Jawa is like this. The armor is going to be like this Jawa. She's going to have a place over somewhere in the far left or the far right, and you're going to go to her and you're going to say, hey, here's all of the equipment that I have. Combine these into something like unto what the Jawa does, and make that stack of 5,000 different pieces of gear usable finally. And I would love that. That is actually the first thing that I would love to see. A way for us to use all of that crappy gear and make it good. Like, even the base Jawa stuff, a lot of the things that we're able to use here, a lot of the stuff is still higher end, but it's higher end stuff that not everyone needs. And so it would be amazing to have the Armorer come in a way that allows us to collaborate, to combine all of that stuff, that material that we have, all of those hundreds or thousands of pieces of gear that we can't use, and put them into something useful. That's what I'm hoping. That's the rumor out there. Is it going to happen? I still think that the Armorer that we're getting, I still think that we're actually going to be getting this character. It makes sense. To be honest, both kind of make sense. This could be hey, here's a sneak peek preview or a sneak peek of the next character coming to Galaxy of Heroes. They're not telling us, hey, it's the next character that's playable. They're just saying, hey, it's the next character that's coming. I don't really know, but I would love to see a game mode, a functionality of the game that allowed us to take these things, these moments, this crap that we have a ton of, and make it viable, make it useful. I mean, it would be just so good. Now, the next thing that I want to talk about, and what she's coming one way or the other. I have long since said that Hondo Ohnaka needs to be in this game. And we know that his kit, his abilities, he's in the game data. If you look back at the old data mines, you see that there are a ton of characters in the game code that just aren't being used yet, right? And it makes sense. They have these kits, they've created these things that allow them to play with different things. Now, you know what? Don't give us Hondo as a playable character. Give us Hondo as someone who sends us on missions, someone who has us go out and do things, right? Who gives us like a bounty board. If you've ever been to the Disneyland, to Disney World, you've probably been to the Millennium Falcon ride, and it is awesome. It is so freaking cool. But one of the things that on that ride that you do is you and your crew, you fly out and you get cargo, you pick up stuff, and it's part of the legitimate business that Hondo Ohnaka and Ohnaka Enterprises is part of. It's not. He's still a smuggler, right? But he's running the Millennium Falcon. But what if he sent us on quests to get pieces of gear? What if he sent us on quests to get different things? And as I was thinking of this, the thing that came to mind was Toe Jam and Earl. And you're thinking to me, like, Thaddeus, how? How is this? So in Toe Jam and Earl, one of the things that you do is you it's an old game from like the 90s. You are crashed alien and you have to get pieces of your ship to put back together. What if, as part of the event, right, as part of the thing that we're doing, is we are given a mission that allows us to essentially build a ship, right? And this would be, it would be a different way to unlock some of these ships. It would be very similar to the Galactic Chase that we've seen that you originally used to get like the Emperor's shuttle, right? Some of the other characters. But essentially what you do is you get a character like the Vulture droid, for example, and you get a piece of wings. You go on a quest and you have to do certain things or certain stuff. And in doing so, you get the right wing. And then you go on another quest and in doing certain stuff, you get the left wing and so on and so forth until you have the ship put together. Then you level it up and whatever. But instead of collecting blueprints, you're collecting pieces. I think that'd be really cool. Now, whether they are going to, I don't know, pull ideas from Toe Jam and Earl, I don't know. But I think that it would be really awesome to have friggin' this type of event, this type of thing where Hondo is going through and saying, hey, yeah, do this. If he's not doing that, one thing that I would like to see is Hondo, yes, added to the game, but maybe he's the one giving us daily or weekly activities to get ship mats, to get credits, or just random stuff, right? Hey, I'm Hondo. I've set up a shop in this, this little cantina that you're in, and use this, and if you do this thing that I'm asking you to do, much like the reward system we see in GAC, but if you do this, you'll get 1,000,000 credits. If you do this, you'll get a Zeta, or maybe some of these new relics that are out there for those really more challenging events. I think it'd be really cool to have a Hondo or an Ohnaka representative giving out quests like that. I think it would be absolutely amazing. Now, when it comes to ships, guys, I've it's so frustrating because as much as I love this game, I really, really dislike how ships have been introduced. Look at this. Look at this. I mean, we have, if just bringing up the capital ships, we've got 7, 8 capital ships, right? You can only get a few of them through a few different ways. You've got Negotiator, so Galactic Republic, Empire, First Order, Rebel, Resistance, and then Separatist. You have most of the main factions present. You have all of the main factions present without like the Sith or whatever, the Old Republic. And there's a lot of potential here. But look at the ship nodes. And this is one of the things that has always really frustrated me is we have 5 ship nodes or five ship like levels that you can go, right? There's 10-ish, on normal. There's 10-ish on hard. 8, 7, 6, 5, right? And it continues on. But then jump back and look at like light side, dark side. Keeping in mind that you have both light side and dark side, there's 18 different tabs, right? Think of how many characters we have in this game, and we have very little dedicated to ships. They need to revamp ships. They need to put life into ships. Now, I've said this for years, that what they really need to do is, instead of calling it ships, call it vehicles, and then have two different sections where you can have ground vehicles and you can have, ship vehicles. But right now, I mean, you have light side and you have dark side. Dark side has 9 different nodes, both tabs that you can use have light, normal, and hard. You can get characters on both. And it's so frustrating. Or you can get characters on hard. But it's so frustrating because we have ships in the game and no real reason to use them. Right? So I want a major overhaul when it comes to ships. When it comes to being able to farm ships. When it comes to being able to build ships. There's so many cool ships out there that aren't in the game. We don't have the Razor Crest. Now, granted, neither does the Mandalorian right now. I know that was probably too soon. But give us some stuff. Give us some ships. Give us something to work with here, because it's just not enough, right? Now, moving off of ships and moving back onto vehicles. One of the things that I would absolutely love to see in this game is swoop bikes or pod racers or something. Now, this is a cantina, guys. This is a gambler's den. Let us either be able to build our own pod races. Let us be able to build our own racers and then race them. Let us be able to, I don't know, like hire a racer or sponsor a racer. I think there's a lot of potential here for this type of content. They've put a lot of effort into revamping stuff. Maybe this is something they could do. Now, maybe we're not actually allowed to play as the racer, although that would be cool. Maybe we're just betting on them. Maybe we're just building them and having them go through a very simple number crunch. I don't know. It would just make sense for that to be the case. I would love that. That would be so cool. And maybe not. Maybe we're just betting on them using our ally points. I don't know. But give us something involving swoop bikes. Give us something that we can bet on. I just think it'd be sweet. Now, are they going to let us gamble? Of course not. They're not going to let us gamble. But, they'll find a way around that. Because they tend to. Now, if it's not swoop bikes, if it's not something as complicated as having swoop bikes added to the game, and again, I can understand not allowing us to use swoop bikes, but give us Sabacc. I know, this isn't that type of game, but how cool would it be if you had a place where you could just go and pick up a few rounds, right? And again, maybe you're not betting ally points. Maybe you're betting gear, and it's just gear that you have available that you could, you're playing for. Kind of like a GAC, but cards. I don't know. But it would be a really cool way to institute or to put in some of these really cool, these aspects of Star Wars that are so good that we don't have a place to use them. And let's face it, guys, we're in a holo den, right? That's where we are. This cantina, the cantina that is Star Wars Galaxy of Heroes, is the perfect place to put in a sabacc table. I mean, why not? Why not give us sabacc? That'd be so cool. I would love to see Sabak. I mean, if not Sabak, Dejarik, maybe, maybe not. I could see maybe Dejarik being too much, but it would be awesome. Now, finally, guys, I've talked about this a lot. I've joked around about this a lot. There's one thing that I would love, one game mode that I would absolutely love to see in this game, and I only am slightly joking when I say this, but the game mode that we need to see in this game is what I call Anakin's endless battle. We've seen this, guys. We know that Anakin, once he becomes Darth Vader, is not a good guy. He's a bad dude. And what I would love to see is an event that shows Anakin just wave after wave after wave of him killing younglings. Now, clearly, they're not going to give us an endless wave of killing younglings. But they could give us an endless wave of something, right? An endless wave of death, of destruction. An endless wave of increasingly difficult characters. We kind of have that in these events that have been coming out. So like assault battles, we kind of have that. But it's not endless. I would like to see us be able to use our rosters, our full roster, to take on as many battles as we possibly can with increasingly difficult characters, right? It would be amazing. Now, should it be Anakin completely fighting younglings? I don't see why not. I mean, outside of the uproar that people and mothers would have, yeah, maybe not the right time. But how cool would it be to have a mode of this kind where you were constantly going after wave of character? It feels right to me. Now, I don't know. What do you guys think about this? Do you think this is something that we could see? Do you think these are game modes that you would like to see? Some of these I think are definitely more viable than others. I do think that the Armorer is more likely to come into the game as a character, but I do think that she's more likely to come in as a, hey, this is a place to change old gear, than an endless Anakin murdering younglings. A swoop bike circuit would be awesome, and it would fit the motif of this. Will it happen? I don't know. I'd love to see it, but at the same time, I don't know what the tool they've been creating actually does. That being said, I don't know. They did say that their goal for 2021 is going to be continuing expansion, renovation of many new systems and characters, right? There's going to be special surprises. That's probably going to come in the form of like characters or something like that. But there's a lot of potential with it. I don't necessarily know, and I'm very curious. Now, with 2020 being behind us, we did get some pretty great characters, but at the same time, there's a lot to be expected. And if they want to keep this moving forward, if they want to make the old players happy while still bringing in new players, they've got to keep momentum. And I don't know, guys. There's a lot to be desired, and it sounds like they're actually working for it. Now, with that, guys, what do you want added to this game? What different game modes, different aspects, what would you love to see added to Star Wars Galaxy and Heroes in 2021? What characters do you want to see? What modes? What special updates? What do you want to see added? Leave a comment in the section below. Let me know. In the section below, you will also find 2 links. One for Audible. Try Audible for 1 month. You get 2 free books, plus dozens, if not hundreds, of other books included with your subscription. It is absolutely free. You quit within a month, you keep the 2 books, and I believe the other books as well. But you do help the channel every time you subscribe. Additionally, check out the link below where you will find a link to the Going Nerdy swag store. Get t-shirts, hoodies, blankets, towels, masks, whatever. And every time you do, you help with the channel. This has been Thaddeus from Going Nerdy. Like, subscribe, share, and as always, my friends, smile and stay nerdy.